Welcome back to Ales and Fails.
Today we're opening up the Tomb of Annihilation complete set, and this is essentially a reprint or a redo of the 2017 version. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Alright, let's do it. Let's get this thing opened.
I'll just pull the box if you want to pull it out.
Oh, Lord. Oh, wow. That's it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's an insane amount, actually. Alright, let's get these cut, though. Okay, that was a lot. Alright. Well, they overboxed it, in my opinion, just a little bit there.
That's alright.
No,
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, so I guess let's start with these little guys. So they actually have 4 of each, which is nice.
Yeah, 5 different traps.
So magical glyph trap, which is nice.
Which they're all the same.
Yes.
But it's fine.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they would have printed a couple of different glyphs on them, but they all have the exact same glyph, exact same print.
Oh, so pit trap.
Okay, nice.
They make it look, they try to make it look a little like 3D, like it's going down.
It's going down. That actually is really nice.
Wild.
Let me see one of those.
Yeah, get that.
So they actually angled it on the inside a little bit to where it gives it a 3-dimensional look. Yeah, those actually I really like.
I was wondering what I was looking at when I was, grabbing them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what kind of trap is this?
I will say they could have done a little bit of a dry brush on these because they don't look quite like stone. They're just painted gray, like a base coat, and then the details are put on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely could have used a little bit more detail to wash anything, really, because, again, it's a base coat and then any small amount of detail that they did put on it, which this is just a black paint job in the center to make it look darker, and then this just has the glyph on it, so they didn't use any washes, any dry brushes, anything like that. Again, nice to have them, but they could have done a little bit better there.
And this is just a blade. This is a blade trap.
Blade trap.
Oh yeah, it just looks like a bunch of swords sticking up almost.
Oh yeah. That one, at least they used a little bit of a wash. They used a couple of different colors on it. It looks a lot better than these other ones. Yeah, even with this is a collapsing roof trap, and they used a little bit of a wash here, but again, they just seems like WizKids currently is lacking on their dry brush game.
It's 2 pieces that they kind of just shoved together.
Oh, it is 2 separate pieces. So they must have, I guess that probably tracks with the fact that it's a bunch of sticking out. But
yeah,
hey, still pretty cool to have. I like them.
Last one's a very obvious fire trap. I don't even want to try to pull those out. Yeah, got that.
Yeah, which again, the rocks in the bottom of it don't look great. They're just painted gray, so these are something I will probably end up going back and actually adding a little bit to. Probably try to make them match my Dwarven Forge. But I mean, they just could have used a dry brush, anything, because they are extremely gray.
Fire jet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the fire could have used a little bit of a dry brush, too, to show a couple different colors. But other than that, they are sweet. I like having them. Okay. The first one I will get into is going to be this one over here. So this is the Kamadan, which is basically just a leopard with 6 snake heads on it. I will say I like the paint and everything on it. It's actually pretty nice. A couple mold lines here and there. Overall, a very nice miniature. Compared to the old one, though, to be honest, I think I like the stamps on the old one better. They're a little bit thicker. They look a little bit more realistic. But yeah, and even the eyes and everything, actually, the face looks a lot better on the older one compared to the newer one. They do have the leopard spots actually going all the way down the tail on the new one, which they don't on the old one, but Really, unfortunately, other than the clear base, I kind of like the old one more. I do like the clear bases, but yeah, I mean, look at the faces on those two different ones.
Yeah, well, this one's definitely relying more on
Stamps and stuff like that. But they still use stamps on this one's eyes.
Yeah, I guess it's just... that's just tinier stamps compared to that.
Just from, like, looking at it from a distance on a table, I think this one would actually look better. I will say, I believe they actually use the exact same mold.
Similar. I think the snakes are a little bit different.
I think that's just them being bent.
No, yeah, that is just them being bent.
If you look at from the top, it's the exact same mold on the actual leopard and everything. So, a little disappointing there, but I don't blame them for using the same molds. Again, I just wish if they're gonna make a redo of a set, especially a complete set, like a collector's edition or something of those sorts, they should focus a little bit more on actually doing the paint job on that. But alright,
next, just a big old giant scorpion, very basic. Wow, very basic paint.
Yeah, it almost just.
I mean, there's a little bit. I mean, it's nice. Okay, there's a little bit of these brownish colors coming through for like the underbelly or in between the armored pieces. But
I will say for a giant scorpion, it's actually small compared to the other ones from the shape-shifting set and some of the other sets. It is extremely small compared to when you look at...
I think this is probably more realistic to what
a giant scorpion would be.
Yeah.
I got a little trapped up there, but I mean, that's what...
Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, that's...
I mean, it's completely different base size, completely different...
Yeah, you might as well call it a huge scorpion.
Yeah.
Something, but... It's the same model, just about, you know? No, it's not at all same sculpts, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it is the same base generic scorpion that they've done before. They just gave it a different paint job and it's a different size.
Yeah. It's actually decent looking though. Like you said, it has a couple of different colors in the creases between the chitinous plates. So it doesn't look horrible actually. I actually kind of like it.
It's very basic monster,
yeah.
You know?
Alright. This is the Mantrap, which is just a giant plant. I have a couple of different styles of these, but
so I think they're up there.
Yeah, none that are quite exactly like this, but I do like having one. The more different type of Mantraps I can get, the better. Paint job's okay. Again, I don't know why they have recently stopped almost completely doing dry brushes and things of those sorts. I would assume for trying to get them out, obviously.
Yeah.
But overall, decent looking. Could use a little bit of love here and there, though. So
yeah. Let's go the old Pterafolk.
Oh, okay. It's an actual Pterafolk rather than a
pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Or something. All uniform, one color. I mean,
there's a little bit of a wash on there, though. You can see it in the muscles on the stomach and the muscles on the legs.
They've done a little bit. I mean, I like the look of it.
Yeah.
Like, not the paint job, but more so like the miniature itself.
Yeah.
You know, the sculpt. It's nice. It's unique.
And again, I think the biggest thing is they just have so much better sculpts these days that using the old sculpts is a little bit lackluster in my opinion. But again, unfortunately, the best thing about them is just adding a clear base. So, but overall, and this one actually does have a little bit of a dry brush, so I'll give them to them on that. But yeah, again, just they are nice miniatures overall. And this next one here, this is the giant four-armed gargoyle. And this one actually looks pretty good because I do have the older version of it here. I do like on the older version they added like some green to make it look like it's growing moss and things of those sorts, but I will say this one looks a little bit more uniform because this one there's a huge difference between the head and the body.
Yeah, but the old one definitely looks more stone
compared to the new one. This one almost looks skittish like a devil.
The folk looks more stone than this guy.
Yeah.
You know, just by color going.
We'll say they did better on the eyes on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wings are both pretty good.
Yeah. I agree. I would agree with you, though, that this looks like more stone. They almost added like a little bit of a red tone in here that gives it more of a fleshy color. Mm-hmm. They did add a little bit of a green dry brush on the tail, but
nowhere else.
And on the outsides of the arms, barely.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, in here a little bit. Again, I think it's just the flesh tone does not allow for it to look like stone. Mm-hmm. So the green doesn't actually do it a whole lot there. But again, hey, I'm stoked to have two of them. You know? So that's another good one.
Going with... Oh, here we go. A Dow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually just came out with a Dow in one of the other sets as well.
Yeah.
So.
Very... A lot of detail. The skin tone goes... I mean, it's almost the same as the rock.
As the rock, yeah.
And I can, understand... I don't know. I would kind of think the magic underneath would be the same as between the hands or anything like that. Just keeping that uniform. But the mini itself is great. The clothing and everything. I like the effect of the rocks.
The rocks actually being in between the hands
and moving magically and all that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
Just another thing with color choices.
Yeah. And they actually did do a great job on hitting all of the jewelry and things of those sorts around the body and around the neck and the hair. So overall pretty good. There's a couple of overlaps here and there with some wash or black paint that they hit a couple of extra spots, but overall, again, hey, good. Yeah, overall a nice little miniature again.
And again, the magic's something you don't see in a lot
of miniatures. So. Yeah, they did a really cool one with one of the giants. That's another good one. Just a nice basic Merrow. It's actually a nice little paint job on it too. I like the wave effect in the back with the water. They've been doing that on a lot of them recently, which I actually really enjoy.
It kind of looks like it's jumping out of the water.
Yeah, to where there's water coming up, splashing behind it. Oh, and I do like that it has an anchor as a weapon. That's sweet. Yeah, and they actually did a much better paint job on this one. I think it's because they wanted it to have that scaly effect to where they added a dry brush of that chromatic color to it.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, overall, just a great one, and even better paint job.
Yeah, I'm always excited to add more Merrows because they actually don't have a whole lot of different nice looking ones out currently. I do have a couple, but always glad to add another one. So.
I guess since we're here,
let's move these around to the front for you guys.
Might as well grab the other Merrow just since we're talking about it. This one's got the trident. And
nice, yeah.
Oh, its armor is also gold instead of that silver. A little hard to see.
Yeah.
But that's the main difference between them is that. But
and I like that they actually painted the whiskers on it.
Which is nice. That might even be like if it's like more armor pieces or something decorational. Who knows? But yeah, that's just another solid miniature.
Yep. Yeah, I will say a lot of plastic as well for the set. I mean, they really could have cut the box size and plastic amount down. Just gonna throw that one out there. But all right, and then we have another Dale. This one just has, very similar to the last, just has a large Warhammer instead. So glad we have two different types of those. Paint job's actually pretty great on it. Again, missing dry brush. And the wash that they did, they actually allowed it to leave a bunch of watermarks, unfortunately, across the back of the arm and stuff, where it dripped and then they just moved it down the assembly line in a sense. But overall,
big stone hammer.
Overall, I actually do like both of those miniatures a lot and the Merrows, so.
Let's go here, why not? This is going to be the Draegloth.
Yeah.
And big old forearm boy.
And that one's painted completely different than the old one.
Yeah, old one's got a purplish skin tone. This one's got more of a ruddy brown.
Yeah.
How are those eyes? Same red. The eyes are the same red. Fur is the same, just about white.
I will say I think the fur looks a lot better on that. They did add a nice wash to it.
Yeah, fur looks better here.
And I think even the skin, I mean, the amount of wash that they put on the skin and everything looks a lot better.
I think the
claws look a lot better.
Overall, this is a better coloring job overall.
Yeah, and I don't know I actually haven't looked at the actual monster manual book on these, so I don't know what color the skin is supposed to be. I do know they're an Underdark creature, so
maybe that's why they defaulted to purple with the early
ones.
Because Underdark, I mean,
purple makes a lot of sense.
There's just a lot, but there's a lot of them, and maybe that's why they went a different color for the new one, because there's so many things that are purple down there.
That would make sense.
Now they're trying to differentiate.
Yeah, again,
just a little.
It is a very nice miniature, though, and I actually like it a lot more than the old one, so hey, I'll take it. Yeah. And now I have two of them. Again, and is what's nice is if you do have the old set and you do want to buy the new set, now you can tell them apart if you have them in the same battle, which is just awesome. It's nice having variants in colors and things of those sorts. Again, that's why I honestly wish they would have just changed the paint job a little bit from some of the older ones to the newer ones. I mean, they did on a lot of them, but they could have made them look better while changing them. So, all right. And this next guy here is just a portal. We'll say it's a little warped, but pretty nice. It actually has some runic inscribings along the sides. Ooh, they finally used a nice color for the gems in the eyes up there. They actually kind of look like diamonds in the light.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. We've been talking about coloring the gems correctly for a while now, so that's actually a decent looking one.
Yep, that or silver.
And I love the clear all the way through it, where you could add a little LED or something behind it to make it look like it's glowing if you have it up against a DM screen or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, love the look of it. The old runic going, even the steps leading up to it and everything.
Yeah. Could use a little dry brush again, but...
But hey, that's it. That's the only problem.
Yeah, well, that's a good one.
Cool.
I really like it. It's a great sculpt, too. It really is. So, that's cool.
Keeping up with old and new, the Marilith.
Yep.
Yeah. Good old snake entities, multiple swords. The scaling on the snake part of the body looks great. Like, brush-wise and sculpt-wise.
Yeah. Their seam lines are a little rough on this one, but they actually are on the unpainted version of it as well, because I have a one that I painted that, honestly, they're pretty close. I mean, it was one of my early paints, and I don't think I used a dry brush or anything like that or highlighting, and so it's honestly pretty close to what my original one looked like.
They did some pretty good work on the armor and everything. But
in the face, I love the stamps for the eyes. The fact that they're actually using stamps for eyes and eyebrows just gives them a...
Well, when they use it correctly and it's thick enough and you can actually see it.
Yes.
Unlike some of the early ones. That
then the leopard.
Yeah.
And again, they're leaving a little bit of wash marks or watermarks on the... when they're doing the wash. Could use a little bit of improvement there, but can't expect too much from pre-painted miniatures. But
did we have the old one of those?
No, I just have one that was it's actually, I believe, the exact same sculpt, but it was one of the unpainted ones.
Got it.
So, no, but that's a nice one. All right, and then this guy, this is the Girallon, which we do have the older version of this one. I will say I like the skin tone a lot better. The older one has a lot of wash issues. They did much better on the lines on the newer one. Very close. They changed up the hair tone just a hair, and they changed up the skin tone just a little bit, but I think the face looks better on the newer one, so.
Yeah, honestly.
Yep.
A little bit. Color of the teeth, they did the same as the tusks and everything.
Yep.
But yeah, that's...
Hey, enough to tell the difference, though. And again, one has a clear base, one has a black base. And if I would choose, obviously, I would go with a clear base most of the time.
Just about same sculpt and everything, but yeah, it's slight improvements here and there.
Yep.
Better than going back.
Yeah, that.
Let's start with this. The Nycaloth, or Nycaloth. Pretty... I looked at it in the corner of my eye and I was like, is that a green slod for a second? And I was like, it's the same skin tone.
Yeah.
He doesn't have armor. He's just got some leather stuff on him. but
I will say the clothing could have used something.
the clothing could have used something.
Yeah.
But I like the detail in the wings.
Yeah.
And the body and the legs.
Yeah.
You can see
The body looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a little bit of a wash issue, but
you can even see his spine on the back. Like,
yeah.
I like details like that more so. Yeah, pretty decent overall on the painting. Obviously missing a few things, but I like the look of them.
Yeah, and again, they're gonna look good on a table. That's the key. Those are sweet. Yeah, and then that one just.
I love that axe more than the sword. Oh yeah.
Sword's a little bent on this one. I do like how thick the sword is, to be honest, with this big of a creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they both look really good though.
Look at the back of
the wing there.
Yeah, the wing there.
Yeah, it was overshot from the front.
Yeah. I was like, I noticed that, and I'm like, is like a tear in the wing? That'd be cool, but
no, it's an actual complete drip of orange that then they just painted over it for other parts and left it. I'm not sure what they were thinking there.
Well, we didn't get it on that guy, so
yeah.
Right. The axe prevails.
Yes, it does. All right, and then this, I believe, is just the sarcophagus on platform.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, decent look.
Same runic and style as the portal.
Yeah, I will say they did match the paint jobs between them. Again, I think the biggest thing they could have done is add a dry brush, but they do have a nice runes across the bottoms, across the pillars, and on the top of it. So, yeah, and they could have changed it up just a little bit and made it to where it opened. I think that would be the only thing that I would.
Yeah.
But overall, that's a nice one to have as well. You never know when you're going to need a sarcophagus. I knew you were going to do it to me. You're good.
Listen,
I love it.
That's a heavy boy.
Oh, yeah.
He's thick stone juggernaut. Yeah.
Such a good sculpt.
The steamroller.
What a great sculpt, though.
Truly. The skulls on the front.
Yep. So much runes, so many
details.
Yeah, I mean, it's
old Aztec inspired and everything. I mean, it's.
I'd love to roll that down the hallway at you guys.
If only. If only it would roll.
That would be sweet.
But no, not. That's fine. I'll take it looking like that.
Hey, it only can go so much per turn anyways.
I know.
It's coming at you though. It's gonna happen. No, and they actually did a great job on the dry brush on this. They did a great job on the wash. This is probably my favorite piece so far.
I mean, it's also probably the most iconic from
that's true.
Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the stone juggernaut.
They really had to get that good.
Yeah. If they messed this up, I'd be upset. Unfortunately,
we're getting there. We're getting there.
All right.
It is.
And that's everything from that set. Well, that part of it.
Got half.
And actually, they did pretty good. They did a really nice job on the... Sorry, I was just looking at something there, which I just picked up on, which I'm going to bring up. But they did a great job on actually the coloring. It looks a lot more like this, and it actually has more of like a jade look to it with the wash and everything. Again, I think it's just and you can see where they tried to give it a wash, but left a bunch of streak marks and stuff on the back. But hey, another actually really nice piece, and
the stones and everything always look great too, and detailed like the rest of the stonework that is in this.
Which I didn't notice until now. I think a lot of these are actually 3D printed and then casted.
Really?
Look at the top of the head here. You can see the 3D print lines on the top of its head. It was printed just like this. Which I never actually knew that that's how they did them. Especially since from 2017.
Maybe it's just a tree. Maybe he's just got the rings of a tree. You know, he's just he's some years old.
I've never noticed that before on a miniature. It makes a lot more sense now on how they do it.
Well, unless that's something newer that they're doing. I mean, I don't know.
I wish I had the older piece of this to compare, but hey, that's just
wow.
Yeah, pretty awesome to know that. I'm curious.
Curious to see it on anything else.
You can see it on other ones too.
Really?
Yeah, so right here on the back of the scales, you can see the layer lines.
Oh, yeah.
So wow. Yeah, I actually did not know that these were all
Wonder if that'll come up on the spin round.
Yeah, I hope it does. It should on this, at least it should come up if you look at the top of the forehead.
Yeah.
You should be able to get a good view of what we're talking about there. Yeah, I actually did not know that most of these were 3D printed prior to...
You're just gonna scour every one of them now.
No, I just wanted to take a quick look, but...
Find it on the Juggernaut.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
Probably not.
In the meantime, we've got all these lads and lasses to go through. And we still have more tape to cut.
Oh man, is it really?
Yes, I think there's one here. I know. There.
And that should just lift.
There's one here.
Cut that one. Wow.
And then a couple on the back, it's fine. There we go.
Flip it. There you go.
Jeez. Yeah. Alright. I guess we can
probably pull out the counterparts when you do it.
Yeah. So let's just start at the top and go with things we've seen before already. Some of the shields, the magic shields.
See, I wonder if it's the exact same sculpt as the
other magic items, because it was. I don't think this one.
That was
no. This is just.
I mean, just that, and I don't believe so. Actually,
no. That looks slightly.
Yes.
I mean, the paint I know is different because the other one was just.
And and the other one's flatter.
Yeah.
It's not as rounded.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the shield of missile snaring.
Yeah.
Or attracting missile or whatever it is. But
missile snaring.
Yeah.
Or, well, no, I don't know.
Of missile attraction. There it is.
That might be it.
Yeah. So it's actually cool to have two different ones.
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
Yeah, looks good. They actually did a nice sculpt on the back of it for the handles.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just like the previous one, actually.
The paint job on the front.
I think the paint job's probably better on this one than it is the other one.
I think so.
So... Overall, I mean, like that, though.
This is the big set.
Yeah, that.
Gold pile.
Mediocre.
It's a gold pile.
Gold pile.
It's all the same color. It's gold pile. So, little guy, Vegepygmy. Tiny, miniature. There's only so much detail you can do on such small guys. He's got a little bit of hair. He's got his green skin. He's got the clothing and the spear. And he's going to look like an ant on the table.
Yeah, I mean, they're so small that you're not even really going to notice it when it's actually on the table.
Yeah.
The paint job.
It's a nice reference point for something. It's like, what am I looking at? Well, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, and it's actually a decent little bit of paint job on it for what it is, so I'll take it. Alright, then I'll take the Velociraptors here. Compared to some of the other miniatures, Velociraptor miniatures, like the unpainted ones that you can buy, they're just so small compared to that. But I actually really like these.
They're adorable.
Yeah, they're great sculpts. Great paint jobs on them, actually. For how small they are. And the eyes look awesome. I mean, you can really actually even see the slit in the eyes.
Yeah, that's... Now that I look at them and then I look back to the Vegepygmy, I'm like, there's no reason that he needs to be like that.
No, yeah, they could have done something, but...
Jeez.
Yeah, those are actually really great sculpts and beautiful paint jobs on them. You can see all the muscle tones. You can see everything about them, and I love that they're two different colors. Love that.
So, yeah, a Redcap. I was going to say. I think I recognize that little goofy hat.
I only recognize him from Baldur's Gate, to be honest with you, until...
Man, that sickle, the hat, and the iron boots, you recognize that if you know them. I mean, yeah, another tiny miniature. They didn't do... There's some details, but not as much as like they put on the Velociraptor.
No, but...
Okay paint job.
Yeah.
And it gets the point across. If you know a Redcap, it's a Redcap.
Yep, them and their sickles. And
just a weird fey little goblin guy.
Yeah. Pretty cool little miniature, though, still. I like having Redcaps. Alright, what else is up here? We got next one. This is just...
I think these are both the same.
Batiri Goblins.
Oh, no.
No, yeah. I think that's another...
This is another Vegepygmy.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is just a little goblin. The older ones definitely had more of an elongated head, too, compared to the newer style goblins. I mean, extremely.
Well, they were more... Because they're more... Well... at least in some lore, they were more Fey entities. Then it kind of made sense.
It's actually a really cool sculpt, though.
Yeah.
And they again switched from the yellow skin tones to more of the green skin tones now.
I mean, the clothes is green because plants and stuff, but it's still got that yellow over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the newer ones. Well, I guess in the newest set, they're going back to the yellow, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, compared to the green. So
they've kind of settled on goblins being that weird yellow color.
Yeah. I actually really like it. The skin tone on the head makes it look almost see-through to where you can see the veins and stuff. It's just kind of a cool little look to it. So I actually really like that. And they did a great job on the leaps and stuff on the front. So
this is, as I said earlier, the Vegepygmy Chief. And boy, is he shiny. But he's got a little bit more clothing going on. Same spear kind of thing as the other Vegepygmy.
Little crown style thing.
Yeah, his crown and his chest armor he's got. Yeah. But yeah, it's...
It look better than the other one though?
Slightly.
Slightly, yeah.
He's very shiny. He's very shiny.
Yeah, he is. I think that was an accidental gloss clear coat.
He's a wet boy.
He is. He does look. He looks moist. All right. And then what is this thing? These I don't get it. Zorbo. Just looks like a tiny little bear humanoid guy. I'm not sure. I actually don't know the lore on that for Tomb of Annihilation.
I don't either, but that's. I almost thought it was like a bear cub at first.
Yeah. Hey, you could use it as a bear cub
just
if you want to.
Just a fluffy little thing.
Yeah, I would like to look into what it's actually used for in the set.
All right. We're just gonna go over here. Salamander, Firenewt. Wow looking color for him though.
Yeah.
Like.
Again, it almost gives the aspect of being slightly clear, which is wild.
Which is interesting. I mean, the sculpt's pretty good, but the paint job's lacking in some areas. They got some weird shit going on.
Yeah.
Some sword and armor's all the same, except they gave like a clear coat to the armor piece on his arm. But
yeah.
I'd like to see what the older miniature looked like, honestly, if they had one.
Looked rough. And this one looks also a little bit better compared to the old ones, to be honest with you.
But I think it still looks rough.
It does. They don't really have eyes, they don't really have a mouth. I mean, again, they definitely could have done a little bit better, obviously.
I get it's like a one-off thing, but...
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, they even, like you said, they have overlap on the arms. They have... The paint kind of looks like it's splattered almost everywhere on that one. And then I'll just grab the other Firenewt here.
Might as well.
I like the little flame in its hand on this one. And you know what? Oh, no, this one... I can't tell if the whole thing was casted in clear resin. I know the arm was, and I think it was just the arm because the arm's shiny and the body's not. But, again, very just basic paint job. They did do a little bit of a dry brush, which is nice. Again, I wish they would have really worked on improving a couple of them because there's a lot of pit marks and stuff from those old molds. But... Hey, overall, again, when you're looking at it from that far away on the table, it looks like a Firenewt.
I'm going to grab this other guy because this is just another goblin. Yeah, this is just another goblin, but he's got...
a skull mask on.
Skull mask on, some little more clothing, different weapon. Yeah.
Hey, just pretty cool looking. Yeah.
Another dope goblin.
Yeah. And again, it's nice to have a variety, so... Alright. I'm going to grab... Let's see, I'm going to leave that for you. I'm going to grab this, which is just a basic skeleton. I do have the older version of this here. I just don't know why. They did a nicer paint job on the old one, for sure. I mean, without fail, they actually cleaned up the mold lines better on the older one. Yeah, I mean, just the armor looks so much better because the new one, the armor is just, they literally just dotted it on the top of those. This one, they actually almost like dry brushed it on to where it looks like in the recesses, it's almost like rusty. And then at the tops where it actually gets hit, it is cleared off in silver. And I mean, really on the arm is where you can really tell how bad it is, unfortunately.
The arm piece, oh yeah, that's just...
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate on that. And again, on the skull, you can see that flak line.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad, unfortunately. But
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate on that, to be very honest with you. Yeah, they even missed a couple of, like, the pieces of clothing and left it white, so... That's a little unfortunate, yeah.
Alright, well...
But...
I'll go ahead and grab the Nothic. I know him, and oh boy, I'm already seeing some rough bits.
Yeah, but they always kind of look rough. Even the newest one that's out of...
But like, geez.
Yeah, where they sculpted it.
All the seam lines are the most visible. I know what the old one looks like in my head.
Yeah.
Because I have them. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the eye looks great. I like the skin tone kind that they're going for, but just...
I think from the distance on the table, though.
The distance is going to be fine, but close up and knowing how the old one looks...
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate there. And again, I think the biggest thing with them releasing this set, I really wish they would have just made some new molds. I know it would have cost them a lot more and been a lot more difficult, but if they're going to release a complete set again, especially one that's from... almost 10 years now? No, I mean, we're running on 8 though, so it's one of those things where you're using old technology almost in order to try and make things that match today's, and it just, some of it does not. Some of it, again, looks amazing. Just some of it looks very lackluster, so. But again, I like it. I will take it because it is a different mold from the one that came out in the previous set. So,
yeah.
All right, and then what do we got? What is you? All right, none of the clears yet. A Sue monster. It looks like... it looks like Golem with a hairy body. And just wait.
That's an
and a tail.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, just look at its face. That is Golem to the T.
Terrible.
I mean, that's actually way too close for me to be comfortable. Yeah. And then it just has monkey body.
Yep.
Golem head with a monkey body, like down to the T.
Yeah, that's a little...
I do like the paint job on the hair, though. Again, could use a dry brush.
It works as a monster. I want to kill it. I want to get it out of my sight.
Yes,
you know?
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a couple of those, actually. That's just cool little fun and weird encounter.
God.
I love those. I might actually end up getting a couple more of those.
Oh, you can keep them. Let's go on over here. It was a Yaun-Ti Broodguard. Oh, yeah.
I like the paint job on it, actually. It's almost as good as mine that I put on mine, and I did mine early, but...
I like this paint job.
Yeah.
Color scheme. I mean, you don't get a lot of Yaun-Ti minis. We are getting more and more of them, but... Yeah, that's definitely a wilder looking one.
Yeah, especially it goes along well with the they did Yaun-Ti Priestess in one of the previous sets we did. So yeah, the Yaun-Ti Broodguard. Yeah, I have a couple of these that I painted myself. I'm glad that I now have one with a clear base. But again, the paint job is very similar to when I first started painting, so that says something. But again, it looks good overall. And I can't be upset about it. I will say also in one of the newer sets where they had some of these, they were a lot bigger in the new set than they are in the older sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they made them almost humanoid size. A little bit bigger than humanoids, actually. So, all right. And then we have, I should have a clear guy for that, no?
No, not that.
Okay. Well, this is just a Tabaxi Minstrel.
Minstrel.
And
Just a bard.
yeah, just a bard Tabaxi. Looks great. I actually like the paint job on it. They did pretty good on the cloth. Great on the face. The face looks awesome. The Kazar could have used a little bit of work here and there, but again, very basic miniature. Pretty close to the other Tabaxi bards that I have that have come out, either the individual miniatures or the in sets. So that one matches pretty nicely.
More Tabaxi minis. Give me the Tabaxi minis.
Yes. Yeah, they actually don't have a lot of Tabaxi minis. I think I have now like 4 or 5 at max, and I think 2 of those.
Here's one that has
3D
plenty.
printed.
Is a human druid summoning a little snake guy there.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool though.
I was thinking this would have been one of the invisible ones, but no, it's not. But yeah, human druid, nature clothing, bracers, some good details. You can see some tattoos on the face and everything like that, and the facial hair. Yeah, overall, that's another solid humanoid to add to the collection.
Yeah, and I really like the spell or whatever they are using there because it actually looks like a little invisible purple cobra that's coming out of his hand. So that's another really nice little, again, just druid humanoid miniature to add. So I think we're getting close to enough humanoids though in this collection.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'll just grab whatever this guy is. It's an alien. That's all it is. It's a Ultraloth.
He's got an invisible.
Oh.
Yep. He's got an invisible counterpart.
Yeah. I like the colors on the robe. Skin colors, just green. I mean, it's decent. Wash is pretty decent overall. Yeah, I mean, they're a weird creature to begin with. So
just another humanoid to add to the collection. You know?
Exactly.
And they have the invisible version, which is nice to have for some of these models.
Yeah, and they did way overgo with the gold across the back there, over the sculpt. And then, yeah, the fact that they give you a clear miniature, especially for the ones that have the ability to go invisible, I would assume that's all the ones that they have clear for. Yeah, so that's just cool that you get the counterpart there. Again, I love the clear bases, so I will gladly take those.
Guess we'll get over here. This is the Tabaxi Hunter. Again, more Tabaxi love. None of the invisibles. Basic sparring armor, little coin purse, a dagger. Yeah, that's again another humanoid, another Tabaxi.
Yeah,
very nice.
I will say,
is the face the same?
It's
the body.
The body's that's what I was looking at. It's so they actually used the same sculpt on both of them, and just gave one a dagger and one a guitar.
Instrumental lute or something.
Yeah, lute, whatever it is, but
and then
the
clothing different.
No, clothing's
no,
clothing's the exact
different
same.
color. I mean,
different color. Yes, they painted them completely different.
So where one looks like commoner's clothes, the other one looks like leather armor and stuff. But I mean, yeah, that's actually wild.
Yeah, I just noticed it, and yeah.
Well, do you see? That's what you can do with the same sculpt.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the same sculpt in some sort of 3D program, you know, you can easily change it up just to switch.
Yeah, just to make another miniature.
So those are cool, though. I love having Tabaxi miniatures.
Yeah.
I wish they would have actually changed the color on the fur, though. Like, almost completely changed it to, like, a black one, or, you know. But, hey. Alright, then I'm just going to get rid of, I think these are the last 2.
The skeletons? Oh, no, there's 2 more.
There's 2 more down there? Okay.
We'll just...
Yeah.
So we just pull the rest
just pull them out.
Yeah.
So, the skeletons, almost all of them, same thing here, actually. They used the exact same sculpt on all 4 of them.
But then on the skeleton keys, they gave...
Helmets
that...
And they actually all have the exact same weapons, which is a little unfortunate.
They've all got little daggers or short swords.
I will say they were more accurate, at least with their dots on the armor for these ones.
The key ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. The key ones, they're a little bit better. And then the basic ones are just there. Yeah. Maybe it's because they're...
That face is extra wild looking.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't know what the hell that is. That's all sorts of messed up. But, and again, the flak around the top of the skulls and things like that are just, and I still think I like the paint jobs on the older ones for these than I do the newer ones, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Again, I know they're basic skeletons and they don't really matter. The more skeletons, the better. Yeah, I like it. I like having them though. I can get rid of some of my older ones that don't look as nice. So
true. All right, big man of the hour. I'm gonna pull him out in the invisible. It's just good old Serac.
Yeah, and we just got another one out of the 50th anniversary set actually.
And I'm wondering if it's the same. If it's the same.
I would be upset actually. Now
It
I'm
might
thinking
be.
about it.
It might be.
Let's get back to you in 2 seconds with that. Okay, so no, not the same sculpt at all.
Not at all, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything's the same, it's the staff and his little helmet, which that's
It
fine.
should be.
Yeah, it's the same robes, it's the same armor he's got, it's the same staff he's got. Yeah, makes sense. But this one, definitely a lot more flowy on the robes and a lot more detail. He's got magic casting, even got some magic coming off the staff, which is a nice touch. And he's mid combat, whereas the other one is more so just it's almost like he's preaching.
Yeah.
So if you got both, you could have one monologue and the other one's the combat form.
I will say the paint jobs actually compared to, and again, I mean, unfortunately, well,
I just think with this set they might not have had as good of sculpts to base their paint job off of. Because, I mean, you can see with the detail on the back of the...
Yeah.
Because this is one of the brand new sets, and this is a brand new set. So this is from the 50th anniversary, and this is out of the redone Tomb of Annihilation, and it's just still, even the paint job is a little lackluster there, unfortunately. I think they really need to, if they're going to do things like this where they completely redo a set, either they need to redo the sculpts or they need to make sure that they do paint jobs extremely well, because you're going to end up with the exact same miniatures. And I know that, again, just like me, I don't have a lot of the original Tomb of Annihilation's miniatures, so that's why I wanted it, but wish they could have done a little bit better overall. But love having, again, because now I can even use the Invisible for the new 50th anniversary. So that's kind of cool to have, though. Love that. I love the clears. They need to do more new sets like that, to be honest.
alright, and then I'm going to take this guy, because I've been eyeing him this whole time.
Do it.
And this is just the Aarakocra.
Is the Aarakocra?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I was going to say, I think he has his own name.
Oh, Ashara,
Yeah.
but it's an Aarakocra. I actually really like it.
He's almost like, he looks like a phoenix.
Yeah, the feathers look awesome. Huge wings on it. The claws look great. The clothes are actually decent. I think the upper chest piece could have used a little bit more detail, because it has like a necklace and everything that they probably could have painted, you know, with a gold or anything like that, and changed the color a little bit on the leather because it has like lines all the way down. So they could have done something here and there, but overall, I mean, I like that miniature, and the fact that you get its clear counterpart. I don't know why the clear resin their weapons seem to stay a lot nicer, though.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at all of them. Yeah, that's...
Weird. But overall, again, that's actually sweet. I don't have a lot of Aarakocra, to be honest. And I love that. That's a sweet one. That is an absolute wicked one.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Well, we're going to get a little bit out of bounds from the humanoids. This is the Quaddle?
Yeah,
Something.
I'm not sure on that.
Little flying serpenty boy. I like the detail on the wings. Scales are uniform but nice looking. The sculpt is pretty
decent.
dope.
Yeah.
The eyes are painted on, not stamped. Same with like little teeth that you can see, at least the two front teeth.
Two little fangs.
But yeah, overall
cool.
Nice little.
There's
nice
a couple of different
guy.
versions of these out by now. I have one or two of them, but I will always take another.
Almost similar to like a wyvern or a flying snake.
Yep. Alright, and then I'm going to get rid of the
drones here, because you know how we feel about drones. If you don't, you should go back and watch, because... Anyways.
Long discussion.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should watch the Planescapes, Adventures in the Multiverse. We talked a lot about. They had a lot of different versions of the drones. So these are nice though. Actually, paint jobs are really nice. I just took Nick's back to him, so we have a couple of new ones here.
Are they the same sculpt as the other ones?
As the old ones, yes.
Yeah, because they're looking like...
With the new ones, we're looking at much nicer sculpts, to be very honest with you.
So the...
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I mean, even the paint jobs
Yeah.
are so much nicer. This one has a monocle that comes down. The eye looks better. Yeah, so the Multiverse one I think is a lot better there. Again, still a very nice miniature, and it's nice having two different ones where you can tell the difference on the table. Same with this. I will say the newer one is much smaller.
Yeah, I think they adjusted the size differences for them.
Yeah, monodrones, duodrones.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be comparable in size, which this set they really are.
Yes, but with the new set, they're not quite.
With the new set, I mean they are. Old set was, yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is the old set where that's the new set, so I'm not sure.
No, this is the new set. This is the current set.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's from 2017 though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, is the sculpts are from 2017. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is weird that then went back on that.
Yeah, so not 100% sure there. But overall, great drones, just not quite my style.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. We already had this guy, just slightly different. This is the Druid human again. No, this is actually named. This is the same as the Druid human, but this is probably after you learn his name. Kawasha.
Oh,
And he goes invisible.
That's nice.
But it is the same.
Exact same sculpt, just a different piece in his
same
hand
sculpt
again.
and no magic, but he's got the staff, and the staff version is the one that's goes invisible. But it looks same color. It's all the same stuff. It's all same style. Nothing too different. It's just dope looking Druid staff.
And it would be kind of cool to, like, when you meet them, they're kind of in this style battle stance, and then once they go invisible, and when they come out of invisibility, put that one down. You know, to where you can actually, the miniatures kind of change out. Would be kind of a cool play for that. Overall, again, I love having the clear ones, and it's a good sculpt and a decent paint job overall there. So, alright, I'm going to go with this, because I painted one of these. So this is the Ras Nsi. Overall, actually decent paint job. Really great on the lines. Very one-tone, though, when it comes to what was the eye cover there. They did do a little bit of a dry brush on the lower portion of the snake body. But, yeah. And the sword's actually pretty straight, so.
Yeah.
It's nice having another one of those, because I do only have one, though, so.
I will just say the arm gauntlet bracer bits do kind of blend in with the skin, the color. Same with the neck piece. They could have done a little bit different color, but it's fine.
Yeah. And I actually think that they may have used the Tomb of Annihilation for their unpainted set, because this is the exact same sculpt. She's the exact same sculpt. So I think for their unpainted versions, they may have used this original 2017 molds for those.
We're just going to knock both of these guys out of the way. The werebears. Yeah, the werebears. And, again, another same sculpt, but they just got different weapons.
Yeah.
It's, as far as the minis go, this is probably going to be the most basic one, because they're just covered in the same color hair or fur. Stamps in the eyes. Similar work overall. I mean, they look great. And the weapons aren't crooked as much or anything.
Yeah, and
they're just a simple werebear.
Yeah, and I really don't have a whole lot of werebears.
They haven't made many.
I have a polar bear werebear. That's about it. I will say the newer werebears, that polar bear one that I forget which set it came out of, but it's a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's much more bear-sized compared to...
Because they were probably
humanoid-sized.
large-based minis, whereas this is just more medium.
Very humanoid style.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, great. I do like them overall, though. Again, they're...
Oh, yeah.
It's nice having two... At least when they put two of them in a set, they at least put different weapons on them, because we have ran into a couple of sets these days where they have the exact same one in the sets, or they released it in another set.
They, for the most part, they have some different weapons. We know
Yeah.
skeletons all have the same.
Yes, that.
So, alright. What are you? She is... Oh, this is... Valindra Shadowmantle.
I think, yep, she has an invisible counterpart.
Face, not great on this one, to be honest. It was stamped. Not horrible. Just the lips are extremely small. And again, very one-tone. They did use a little bit of a wash, but overall it really could have used something just to make her pop a little bit more, especially on the cloaks. And again, you can't expect too much from pre-painted miniatures, but I've seen much better cloaks done on pre-painted miniatures, so... And again, love the clear, but yeah, look at that mouth.
Oh, Lord.
She's giving the duck face.
Yeah.
With
Just
red lipstick on.
Just a little bit.
Basically, it's just a dot of red for her lips, so...
I'm going to knock out another 2 here. Yeah. I immediately looked and I thought crab people from South Park. But yeah, this is
like crab, talk like
Aldani, which are
Yeah.
some kind of crawfish thingy. I don't know. People.
Yeah, we just got a couple of these in the Season Shore set, actually.
You know, interesting thing is, I think maybe it's just the bending of the arm. But it's the same, again. No. Slightly different sculpts.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, look at the whiskers on the face. Completely different bends.
Yeah.
Their right arm, so our left,
Yeah.
is different position in general.
Yeah, but they could have done that in the program too.
And
it's
but
still
that's what I
very
think.
close.
It's a very similar sculpt, but they actually tried and give it a little bit
it-
slighter detail.
Yeah, because if you look at the back, it's the exact same. The dots are in the same place and everything, but yes. So at least there with the sculpt, it's not like the bears where the hands in the exact same position and everything. They actually kind of changed up where the arms were, where the tentacles on the face were. So no, I'll agree with that. I actually really like that, and I wish they would have done that a little bit more.
Just slight differences.
Yeah. Overall, decent paint job. And, I mean, they match pretty similar to the paint jobs from the Season Shore set, so I like them. Yeah. Overall, again,
Crab people.
love having them. And then this guy should have it invisible, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's him.
Alright, and this is the Dragon Bait.
Weird looking miniature. Not sure. It kind of looks like a pterodon with the back swoop. And, but I mean, again, it feels like there's a theme here that unfortunately a lot of it's very one-tone, except obviously a couple that we really liked, but pretty similar to the rest of it. Pretty one-tone, but they actually did a decent wash on the cloak to make it look decent and tried a little bit of a dry brush, so I'll give it to them there. And the fact that it comes with its clear counterpart is the coolest part of all of it.
No?
Alright.
I'm going to go just because he's close. This is a Chultan Zombie. Raggedy clothes.
Brain sticking out?
A little bit of brains or
I like
something. Yeah, chunks out of the head. Very skin and bones, tattered clothing. I can see the mouth is kind of open, and then the eyes are stamped, and they look a little googly-eyed. You'll see that if you look close enough. But
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, basic zombie. It's hard to fuck them up.
Yes, it is. It is extremely hard.
It's just a fucked up looking person.
Yes, it is.
There it is.
It's just totally. Yeah, you really can't screw them up. Like it's really hard to. And again, it'll fit in with almost any other zombie set that you have. So we'll take it. An orc. Older style orcs. Again, very
they added some clear coat here that's a little aggressive.
Yeah.
He looks nice and wet.
Nice and wet. We love it.
Hey, you know what? Just use it when it's storming out in your game, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Very one-tone again, unfortunately. And I don't know why in this set they seem to be using just a lot of black for like the shoes, the belts, and stuff like that, compared to using more leather tones. But I will be honest with you, a lot of my orcs don't look much better. So I had some rough paintings back in the day.
Basic orc, I think it looks nice. Yeah,
you can see the tusks, you can see the hair, you can see that is definitely an orc. So I have a lot of orcs that look a lot the same.
Pretty gnarly axe too.
Yeah, and actually that shoulder piece, it's a lower jaw of something. Looks pretty good too.
Well, we're gonna keep up with something. This is Nanny Pu'pu.
I would assume some sort of hag.
Hag or orc or somebody, but very interesting. I like the gnarled wooden staff, the skull amulet.
Oh wow, you can really see the 3D lines on that.
Oh wow.
I just noticed that, but you can see
but
each
not on
layer.
The bag. Not on the bag and not on her arms, but the clothing that she's... Oh, you can feel it too.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really bad. I don't think I've ever seen a miniature. Again, these are from 2017 resculpts, so those molds probably weren't as good as they are now.
But you can feel the ridges.
Wow. And well, this one might be on purpose.
Maybe. We could say so. We could say yeah, probably.
Well, this one looks like there's lines up and down too on the front, but they're not on the back.
Interesting.
So maybe that that was part of the sculpt, but
maybe
looks. I don't like it for it being part of the sculpt.
Oh, she also has a invisible counterpart.
Yeah, I would assume some sort of.
Which also has very obvious lines there.
Well, again, it's the exact same sculpt as poured in. Yeah, because it's on her headpiece as well.
But not on the back. Or whatever.
Yeah, the bag. So.
Just on her.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be part of the clothing, not actually
I guess.
Mold lines, but overall, again, very nice. You can use it as a hag. You could use it as a lot of different things, even a traveling merchant almost. I mean, she got a huge backpack on the back, so that's a cool one. All right, what do we got left over here? Well, I guess I'll take the other orc. Which what?
There's two more.
Oh, okay.
They each have counterparts.
Perfect. Okay. Yep. Another basic orc. Love the weapon on this one, where it's got the sword with like almost brass knuckles, super gnarly looking sword.
Yeah.
Again, you can see they're from the same tribe, or I forget what orcs call it, but
tribe, group, collective, clan.
And again, unfortunately, exact same sculpt, just different weapons.
Different colors, that's part of the course.
But again, you can use them as being part of the same clan, since they both have the exact same lower jaw on their shoulders. So,
same pauldron, if you will.
Yeah.
And this is Misc and Boo. And he's got an invisible counterpart. And
oh, he is on there. You can see the little hamster.
Yep.
Love it.
I mean, his armor's okay, but whenever it gets to behind that sword, that area is just a little gnarly looking. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just because they couldn't really reach it well.
Yeah. And it's all covered with, All
right. I have my biggest problem here. The hamster is painted gold.
Yeah, I know.
As part of the armor.
Yeah. So, I don't...
I'm sorry. Why would they paint the hamster the same color?
Isn't it brown? Is it really gold?
It's shiny.
Oh, it's a little shiny.
It's shiny. It's not really
shiny
brown.
gold.
Okay. It's shiny. It's like a copper
They
color.
just said he's underneath his sword, no one will notice. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but kind of a sweet miniature overall, though. I know they have a new Misc and Boo that looks way better, though.
Way better.
So,
but
hey, I'm gonna use it as something else because again, you can't tell there's a hamster. So
yeah, there's a shiny gold something on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And just for the last one.
Yeah.
Again, has a counterpart. This is Artus Cimber, or Kimber,
Yeah.
Cimber. Names, however it may be, and he's trying to shoot an erectilely dysfunctional arrow.
And again, so super wild because again,
the invisible
ones are extremely
dead
nice,
on,
yeah.
and then this one I have to take it out from underneath him and put it on his hand.
Yeah. I really like that sculpt though. I really
That's
do.
a good sculpt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bow. Usually with bows, you don't get the curves out of them. Bows aren't very detailed when it comes to pre-painted 3D models right now.
They've got his quiver. They've got the leather straps and all that stuff. You've even got his mask.
Oh yeah.
On the side, and you know the face is a pretty good face, all things considered, especially from this set. The boots have enough detail. The cloak doesn't have much except for the hood back, but very, very, very well done overall.
Yeah, I
like it.
I think that's probably one of my more favorite. I will say is
It's the human ranger that we like at the very end for all of this crap.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Hey,
They messed up a little bit on the hair, but other than that, yeah, it's a great miniature. So overall, if you really like the Tomb of Annihilation, or you're running Tomb of Annihilation and don't have the miniatures, it is a nice set to have. Again, most of this that we are talking about is from very up close. You're not going to have your players that up close to it. So I like to have them for the collection aspect of it. But if it was me and I wasn't building this, I probably wouldn't have bought it, to be honest. I would have, and I would have been a little bit disappointed, I think is what I mean by that.
Yeah, if you're going into this and thinking that you're going to get a lot newer stuff, it's definitely not that.
No, it's the exact same set, and even, again, since it's an older set, almost all the miniatures where there's two different ones, it's the exact same sculpt, just with a different weapon or a slightly different pose. So
I didn't even look for the Dow over here.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. No, the hands.
Her hands open, yeah.
That, you know what? I'll take that. The only thing that's changed is literally the hands.
Yeah, the hands have gone from this to this.
Yeah, but
it's something.
I was going to say that's something compared to a good chunk of this set where even that isn't there.
Yeah.
Like.
So.
Yeah.
And again, overall, it really is a nice set. I would recommend it if you are running Tomb of Annihilation. If you're buying it because you are collecting miniatures or something of those sorts, I would not recommend it on the other hand. But again,
no matter what, even if you're not running Tomb of Annihilation or you somehow end up with this, there's a lot of monsters, there's a lot of humanoids. You can always do a bunch of stuff with it. Stone Juggernaut.
That's best. That's actually the best piece in this.
It's not even the paint job that makes it the best. The paint's all right. It's cool. I think it's just the amount of detail that they gave it because you need it, and it's what a beauty.
Yep. So yeah, that was this set. If you did like it, please make sure to like and subscribe. We do appreciate it. Again, we're a small channel just coming up, so please give us that like. It doesn't take you very much effort, and it does a lot for us. So thank you, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.